Good morning, this is KELOLAND On the Go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
The man accused of shooting and killing 3 people over the weekend in Sioux Falls is in the Minnehaha County Jail. Police arrested Justin Cody Rackley at the scene on Saturday morning.
He's accused of shooting and killing 2 men and a woman during a fire pit party at a southwest Sioux Falls home. The victims have been identified as Daniel Chemnitz, Kelly Reeves, and Michael Thompson. Police found a handgun at the scene.
Rackley, who appeared in court with a black eye and scratches, is charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder.
We're still investigating as far as determining the relationship and motive between the suspect and the victims. It's probably too early to speak definitively about the motive because interviews are still being done on people that were at the scene.
A judge set Rackley's bond at $3 million.
KELOLAND News spoke with David Goldenberg, Midwest Regional Director for the Anti-Defamation League, about these Nazi demonstrations over the weekend in Pierre and Deadwood. He says a neo-Nazi group called the Blood Tribe claimed responsibility. You can see that name in the photos from Deadwood.
This is occurring at a time where ADL has tracked record levels of anti-Semitism. I mean, we've had 5 of the last 6 years, the highest level and highest number of anti-Semitic incidents that we have tracked beginning since we did back in 1979. And the same thing has occurred. We have record levels of anti-Semitism that we've tracked in South Dakota. And so you can go to adl.org and look at our heat map if you want to dive into it a little bit more.
You can find a link to that heat map in this report from KELOLAND's Dan Santella on our website now.
Members of a local civil rights group say South Dakota lawmakers need to be more accountable when it comes to stopping displays of hate like what we saw this weekend. Members of the Sioux Falls branch of the NAACP say they see a lack of political will when it comes to confronting acts of hate.
If we had true representation sitting in the seats of legislators, sitting in the seats of city councils around the state, those who are indigenous, those who have color to their skin that can accurately represent the community that we live in, then I think the policies can be made to better reflect the true purpose of the community and also the true protection that the community needs.
Julian Baudouin says he's not surprised by a Nazi flag being unfurled at the state capitol, considering there have been other instances of swastikas showing up in South Dakota. Now let's get a first check of the forecast with meteorologist Scott Munt. Good morning, Scott.
All right, good morning, Perry. Good morning, everybody. We'll have mostly sunny skies for today. Temperatures will warm, a lot of us in the 80s for afternoon highs. And the winds will come in from the west and northwest, averaging 10 to 20 miles per hour. Hot and humid for tomorrow, and those details are coming up here in just a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Scott. Sioux Falls is getting ready to host a major youth soccer tournament. The Midwest President's Cup is a 5-day event that begins Friday. Nearly 200 teams from around the country are expected to compete.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday will be pool play. That's where everybody plays within their brackets. Monday will be semifinal Monday. Tuesday will be championship Tuesday. We have a ton of events that are planned.
Organizers are still looking for people to help during the tournament. You can find information about volunteering under this story on KELOLAND.com.
The Juneteenth Sioux Falls organization is getting ready for this weekend's festival celebrating the end of slavery in the United States. The event starts at 10 a.m. on Saturday with a Freedom Walk. Chet Jones has been named this year's Grand Marshal.
I love Juneteenth. I know what we're about. I know where we're going. Come out and be educated. Invest your time and come out and be educated with someone who doesn't look like you, who doesn't just walk just like you, who doesn't just talk just like you. Come out, get involved, and you owe it to yourself to educate yourself.
Jones grew up in Stockton, California, but moved to Aberdeen in 1967 to wrestle and play football at Northern State University. At the time, he was the only African American enrolled at NSU. To read more about his story, visit this story on KELOLAND.com.
Well, people who are passionate about childcare could get some help kickstarting their businesses. Startup Sioux Falls and SD CEO East Women's Business Center are holding trainings for future or new providers.
There's so many layers to running a childcare business or any type of business. And we always tell our clients, you are focusing on your passion, you're focusing on your talents and your skills. We, as resource partners, are here to help you through that maybe unclear part, such as what is the proper paperwork? What do the numbers look like to run a proper business?
Well, the deadline to sign up for the weekend childcare boot camp is closed. An application for a 10-week program later this year is open. We've included a link with this story here on KELOLAND.com. And that's a look at some of our top stories.